You've asked for it, and now it's here. We're going to deal with the things that matter the most to you.
We're going to go beyond the walls of the church. Things that affect you, affect your children.
Uncut, unscripted. No church, no fluff, no religious stuff.
Talked about the death plan, which the next plan is the succession plan. You see, life is not a sprint. And contrary to popular belief, life is not a marathon. Life, my friends, is a relay race. And a relay is ran with multiple runners. The purpose of a relay is not for just one runner to make it across the finish line as fast as possible. The purpose of a relay race is for each runner to run as fast as he or she can to get to the next person to pass on the baton. That, my friend, is the greatest image of life. Not a sprint, not going through as fast as you can, spending as much as you can, enjoying it while you can, because I don't want anybody else to enjoy what I got. Nor is life a marathon. Marathon runners run alone. But life is meant to be a relay race. All runners have to do their own part. Every leg in a relay race must be considerate of the next person whom they're passing that baton to. See, everyone. And they also must what? Each one must run with all of their might. That's right. Every person whose hands touch that baton, in order for those runners to beat out the other runners, everyone who touches that baton is to run with that baton with all of their might. And so, beloved, you may say, well, no one ever gave me anything. I didn't get a baton. I don't have nothing. I'm here to contradict that. Every one of us was given something. Well, you say, well, my name's not Rockefeller. My name's not Gates. And that's not what I'm talking about. All of us was giving something. It may not have been material substance. It may not have been that you were an heir of some great estate. But if you are breathing right now, you are given something. God has put in you a vision, a dream. He has put people into your life that have spoken into your life and who have called you greater than what you are right now. They've stirred you up. They've inspired you. They've reminded you that there is something special about your life. Every one of us has something. Why? Because when God placed us here on earth, He didn't place us here empty, folks. The one thing for sure that He gave us was purpose. And once you discover what that purpose is, you are to run with it with all your might. So all of us have something. Now, what is it that we pass on? What is the baton? What does the baton represent? Listen what Proverbs says. 4, in chapter 10. It says, "Hear, my son, and receive my sayings. And the years of your life may be many. I have taught you in the way of wisdom. I have led you in right paths. When you walk, your steps will not be hindered, and when you run, you will not stumble." Watch this. So the writer is saying, listen to my instructions. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. So when you walk, you won't stumble. When you run, you won't stumble. You won't trip. I'm about to give you wise instructions. What does the baton represent? The baton represents, first of all, what type of counsel and instructions do you give those that are coming after you? Well, I thought you were talking about leaving great assets and homes and lands and property. Absolutely. But let me tell you something. You can leave all kinds of lands and money and estates and gold coins, and you can leave shares of stock in some of the greatest companies there is. But if you don't leave your presence, your wisdom, your time with your own children, you have left them with nothing. What you have left them with will be squandered within a matter of one generation. History proves that. The most important thing you could ever leave is your knowledge, your wisdom, your experience, your love, time that you spend with your children, with those around you that you love, teaching them about who you are, who they are, their legacy, their generations, their family name, the history. Teach them about the things of God. Teach them about the principles and the precepts that cause you to accumulate what you accumulated. You can leave them all kinds of stuff. But if you don't leave them the wisdom, the principle, the guiding factors which allow you or enable you to gain what you gain, you have not left them anything. You've left them worse off because you just empowered them with all types of substance, but no understanding why or how it was even given to them. He tells them this. He says, when you run, you will not stumble. Take firm hold of instruction. Do not let go. Keep her safe as life. Instruction. The greatest thing you can give in your succession plan is wisdom, guidance, instructions, your time, your inspiration, your heartache, yes, your heartaches, your pains, all of it, my friend. Every single thing that made you who you are, your heirs, your children, somebody connected to you, your foster child, the mentor down the road, somebody needs to benefit from what's inside of you and what's made you who you are. So what are the strategies for winning in this race, in this what I call the life race, this relay race? One strategy for winning is what? Each leg, as I mentioned earlier, is to run with all their might. But one strategy is for each leg to run faster than the previous leg. Oftentimes when they line up relay runners, the coach would know which one is the fastest and they would kind of stagger them. But each leg is to run faster than another. So watch this. See, in life, you don't know really how fast your child is going to run after you. You may think you know, you make an assessment based upon maybe where they are. But you have to make the assumption that those who are coming after you will run faster than you. So you have to run with the intention to pass on to them what you have so that they can take what you have and go further and quicker than what you did. That's right. They should be able to go further and they should be able to go quicker than what you did based upon what you give them. The next strategy is this, is to know how and when to pass the baton. You see, in a relay race, there's coaching, there's a technique when it comes to handing the baton. There's it's timing. It's all about timing. When that runner takes off, the first runner, and he gets within a certain distance of the next runner, first of all, both runners have to be in sync. And they have to recognize when it's time to start moving. What does that mean for you? What does that mean for us? You owe it to those who, and let me speak a moment to men, especially men with boys. You owe it to them to be able to know the timing. There's a certain timing when you're certain things you got to start drawing them closer into, start giving them more understanding of, more knowledge of, more wisdom about, allowing them to be a part of certain things. It's about timing. Well, he's 4 years old, so he might not quite understand quite now what you're doing in your real estate business. But guess what? By the time he's 11 or 12, maybe you got to start riding in the car with you when you're going on your sales. I'm talking about influence. I'm talking about timing. I'm not just talking about, again, building material assets either. You ought to know this when you're working with your children, when you're doing all types of passing on of knowledge. When it comes to understanding the things of God, when it comes to sexual things as well, as it relates to the boy's body's changing and he's going through having different feelings. You got to know timing. You got to know how to communicate and when to communicate. When you're doing a pass-off or hand-off, or when, as our children begin to grow and to take over various responsibilities, we just can't give them responsibility based upon an age. See, the problem is this. We think that when our children get a certain age, automatically they have this responsibility and they ought to be able to do it. But responsibility is something that is really learned over time. See, how was it with you on your job? When you got a new job, a new position you knew nothing about, did you get the job and they just said, go do it? How did it work out for you when you had no training? When you didn't have someone that you could shadow, or you didn't have a mentor? It was probably pretty rough for you. See, successions are only successful when the transition takes place. That's why the runner who's about to receive the baton starts running before they even get the baton. Come on, y'all. So before he or she even goes full speed, they start moving. So both runners are moving at the same time. This is important. See, they don't stand there in a still position waiting to be handed the baton. If they do, they're going to lose. We got to do that with our families, with our children, with those coming after us. We have got to be able to pass things on while they're growing, while they're moving. Life does not give you an opportunity to put a pause on their growing. Life does not give you that pause button to stop to deal with all the things that are going on around them in the world of social media and all other types of things that are influencing their culture. You can't put a pause on it, my friend. Life keeps moving. So we have to be able to move along with them, connect with them, and know when and how to pass on the knowledge, the information, the love, the inspiration, the impartation. Listen what the Bible says in Joshua chapter 1, verse 2. He says, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spoke to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, and you know what he said? Moses, my servant, is dead. When it comes time for succession changing, there has to be a recognition of when the old has passed on and time for the new. See, once you pass that baton, my friend, it's time for you to sit down. Oh, once you pass that baton, no, you're supposed to get off the track. You know what you do on the sideline? You're the cheerleader. You become the greatest cheerleader for the one who has that baton. You cheer him on. You coach him on. You tell him, come on. You push him on. You don't get on the track and try to drag them or push them or try to take their place and get the baton back. You're running too slow, man. Give it back to me. And you know what? That's how we fail. We do it in churches. We do it in families. We do it in businesses. We do it all. Get out the way, man. Let me show you how to do it. Well, guess what? First of all, they should be building on what you gave them. And number two, they may build it a different way, not with exactly all the same thing that you give them, but with maybe the same ingredients, the foundation, the principles, and the precepts. But guess what? They also have a vision and that was given to them by God, just like you had yours. So we stand aside and we coach and we promote and we edify them until they pass it on. And when it's all over, my friend, the Bible says these words: seeing that we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses. See, our life is being watched, and we're running a relay race, and we've been watched by the generations that came before us. My question to ask you today is, how are you running your race? Do you have a plan? Are you the man? Are you the woman with the plan? Intergenerational wealth, not just tangible wealth. And yes, those things are important. We need assets. We need an insurance plan. We need things in place where our children, our grandchildren, great-grandchildren, those after us can build on top of what we have. But we also need a succession plan that we're able to pass on the intangible things. Your experience, your life, your legacy, the memorial, the great things from which God has done with you and through you. I hope this was a blessing to you. God bless you. I love you. Thank you for connecting with us. Listen up, and we'll tell you how you can connect with us on all of our different streams. Have a great day.
Thank you for watching William.Nolan Ministries. We hope you have enjoyed our channel. If today's message has been a blessing to you, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you and have a wonderful day.